I've always said it that the most useless politician this country has ever produced. Nah, Akpabio. But some people know they ever agree with me. I have just found out that Akpabio is a lawyer called to bar. But you don't know the law. Senior president that makes law. You are handing over a body that makes the law. But you do not know the law. What does that make you? Useless now. This case will concern him and Natasha. One senior advocate of Nigeria, he don't come, he don't dissect everything in the law way. But Akpabio, first lawyer called to bar. Second, what do they call him? Senior president. So, heading the body that makes the law. The number one body that makes the law in Nigeria. But he don't know the law. What then does he know? Impunity. I cannot go too much. I beg, listen to Jibrin Okutekpa, senior advocate of Nigeria. Man, we sound. Now these ones who they call lawyers. That know their onions. Hammer their yabas. Yes. Listen to him. Piazze comment session. Come to the comment section and tell me that what you're listening to now, wisdom no damn. Even as a layman, even if you don't know the law, as they take break and down, tell me say wisdom no damn. With waiting you won't watch now, it could be very clear, say, it be like say Akpabio know the innocent of sexual harassment when they accuse him of. Because where everything take happen, you self, you go understand. How can Akpabio be a judge in his own case? Watch your video. Let's meet in the comment section. Watch.
Before we miss the reasons why I'm so ashamed of the circumstances we found ourselves. Senator Natsha Akpoti was accused of a breach of the rules of the Senate. Not that her petition was attended to, found to be unmeritorious. And so as of today, Charles, you and I and all Nigerians are in the dark as to whether or not Senator Natsha Akpoti's allegations was right or wrong. But that is beside the point. Now, Natsha Akpoti was said to have breached the rules of the Senate. Now, the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in dealing with Senator Natsha Akpoti, committed grievous constitutional sacrilege when, first, the Senate President, who is the accused person, presided over the proceeding in which Senator Natsha Akpoti laid her petition. Two, the Senate President was the one that said, is there any impediment for the reception of this petition? And the answer that I heard was saying no. The same Senate President was the one that later on presided over the proceeding in which the petition that was laid was found to be did not follow the procedure for laying of petition, that it was signed by Senator Natsha Akpoti. It should have been signed by another senator. The same Senator Godswill Akpabio, the President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, was the one that referred the conduct of Senator Natsha Akpoti to the Ethics and Privileges Committee of the House of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The same Senator Godswill Akpabio was the person that appointed the chairman of the Ethics Committee of the House of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. After all said and done, the same Ethics and Privileges of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria brought in the report. Senator Godswill Akpabio was the presiding officer that determined the fate and the viability of the report. He was the one that reeled out and hit the gavel that Senator Natsha Akpoti be suspended for 6 months. Then in the second part of the motion, which I think you had, everybody had, was whether or not in the punishment reeled out by the person who was accused, the person who was the presiding officer, the person who was the judge, and the person to whom the report was sent to, was whether or not Senator Natsha Akpoti was to have, before she resumed her legislative duty, put in a written apology to the. I heard with my ears, and I'm sure Nigerians heard, that the nay was higher than the aye, but the Senate President said the ayes have it. Why did I say so? That that procedure was more grievous than the allegation against Senator Natsha Akpoti. Section 36 subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution, which is the ground norm of Nigeria, says that in the determination of one's civil rights and obligation, the person shall be entitled to fair hearing within a reasonable time by a court or tribunal constituted in such a manner so as to ensure its impartiality. In other words, Nigeria operates the rule of law, and under the rule of law, there are twin pillars of that law. The principles of nemo jude in casu sua. You can't be a judge in your own cause. The principle that you cannot condemn a person on hard holding utterance party. There is also a principle of law which was propounded by my Lord late Justice Philip Nnemeka Agu, that when in the governor in the governor of Lagos State by Chief Emeka Odumegwu, that where parties have turned over their dispute to a court, none of the parties should do anything to undermine the authority of the court. I am aware that in the procedure leading to the sending Senator Natsha Akpoti to the Ethics Committee and in the procedure of the House, that National Assembly took judicial notice of the point that Senator Natsha Akpoti had filed a litigation in court.
Right.
The same National Assembly or the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria refused to acknowledge the order of the Federal High Court stopping the Ethics and Privileges Committee from proceeding with the matter. In other words, for you to see how the institution that's supposed to be the institution that makes law for us desecrated the Nigerian Constitution on primordial partisan interest, they ignore the court order. And the principles of law of considerable antiquity that I know is that no person, however highly placed, including the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, can sit under the comfort of his office and say that an order of court duly issued by a court is without jurisdiction. You can't say so.
Right. Well, let me decide
to say so.
Right.
Then it's an invitation to chaos and anarchy.
Let me ask you for clarification on that point.
If they had respect for pendency of a case at one breath, what suddenly changed when it came to punishing Senator Natsha Akpoti that they have no respect for pending matter? The rules of the Senate that I know is that once there is a pending matter in court, they should not deliberate on the matter. The question you should ask yourself, and they should answer, is that was there a court order? Were they served? They acknowledge that they were served. Look, Charles, I'm very serious about this matter. The Senate President is a lawyer. The chairman of the Ethics and Privileges Committee is a lawyer. There are seasoned lawyers in that house. The duty we owe is a duty to demonstrate civility and respect and fidelity to the rules of law and the code of conduct for the legal profession. Whether a lawyer is a politician or is acting in court is bound by the rules of professional conduct. So when our conduct suggests that we undermine an institution, the judicial institution, to the extent that we can choose and pick which pending litigation we should respect, which one not to respect, especially when done by those who have been called to the bar, then when market men and women chose to desecrate the court of the land, what will you say? So as a minister in the temple of justice, therefore, more responsibility is expected of us.
Yeah.
My worry and my quarrel is not whether or not Natsha Akpoti is right or is wrong, Senate President is right or is wrong. for every allegation, the investigative apparatus for that allegation must not itself be a person that is with vested interest, with propensity and temptation for revenge. That's why Chief Justice Best said that justice must not only be done, but be manifestly be seen to have been done. Question you should ask yourself is, will the right thinking member of the society go away believing that the petition of Senator Natsha Akpoti that was summarily dismissed was fairly treated, given that the presiding officer was the person against whom the allegation was made?
Well, let me.
For over a decade, this has been the birthplace of innovation. Innocent Vehicles is a testament to resilience, employing international best practices to create more than just a car. Every vehicle here tells a story of durability, fuel economy and safety. Crafted with the African spirit, the Nigerian heart. These vehicles surrounding me embody the unique concept of regionalization, each one designed to cater to the tastes and preferences of our people. From the streets in Nigeria to the terrains of the Sahara, these vehicles are designed for our roads, for our people. This is more than a vehicle. It's a symbol of our progress, our resilience, our collective success story. Your feedback drives us to continuously innovate and improve. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.